Welcome to the Natural Health Show with one of New England's leading holistic specialists, Mark Mincola. Call Mark at 617-822-1969 on 96.9 Boston Talks.
Greetings and welcome home, Natural Health Nation. Great to have you on board on this absolutely sterling Sunday. And, I know so many folks, of course, constantly, it seems, searching for the magic potion for energy. Everybody's looking to get that energy edge, that boost. And we've talked on the Natural Health Show here over the months and many, many years for that matter about how to get you that edge regarding energy, the energy edge. There are certainly those supplements out there that purported to do so. Some work much better than others, but there's some new things we're going to talk about this evening that just happen to pick up on some interesting research that I think is fairly compelling. And when we think about energy or fatigue, we think about the wonderful connection that Linus Pauling actually made with regards to supplements. Linus Pauling, of course, the noted researcher who for many years did the groundbreaking research on vitamin C, a Nobel Prize winner Pauling was, and he coined the term orthomolecular, which basically is suggesting that you can correct a condition, a disease, if you will, by finding and replenishing the missing molecule. What's missing in the system, once it's replaced, corrects the given condition. When it comes to fatigue, apparently the new research that I'm speaking of is from Arizona State University, just released this past week, suggesting that NADH and ribose, when used together, indeed seem to be very vital missing links at making certain that our cells are properly energized, and if there is not a sufficient supply of NADH and or ribose in the system, then energy outages are what we're going to experience, energy deficiencies. So a lot of us are walking around exhausted in the middle of the day and throughout the day and week, and looking for an edge, looking for a solution. And according to this remarkable research, actually that was done on autistic children, very recently, again at the Arizona State University, NADH, which is a supplement you can find over the counter quite readily. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, or TU, NADH, simply enough, and ribose, which is something we've talked about here before, when used together, seem to really make up a remarkable connection in our biochemistry when it comes to supplying our bodies with energy-providing agents or catalysts to give us that edge and to make a difference with regards to our wipeout, hitting the wall, the proverbial wall. A lot of folks, of course, hitting the wall all day and really in need of some support. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Of course, we're going to happily take your calls as well as we do each and every week here on the Natural Health Show. In Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users free call pound 969. Of course, we're here to answer your various questions regarding natural health, nutrition, weight loss, and of course, we're going to talk with you about energy tonight. But any of your natural health questions are certainly on the docket for us this evening. So happy to take your calls, happy to take your questions, and we'll do that right after these messages. Stay right where you are.
Friend us on Facebook. Link up at 969bostontalks.com.
Did you get enough lutein today to support eye health? Probably not. Lutein and zeaxanthin help preserve our ability to focus and differentiate colors. Most Americans consume only 2 milligrams per day, yet populations with good eye health often consume 6 to 20 milligrams to protect the macula of the eye against oxidative stress and aging. But not to worry, Vision Optimizer from Jarrow Formulas supplies lutein, zeaxanthin, and 13 other vitamins, phytonutrients, and herbs that support eye health and function. These include ingredients such as New Zealand blackcurrant extract with powerful polyphenol antioxidants that reduce eye fatigue and promote eye comfort, and herbs such as grapeseed extract, eyebright, and ginkgo biloba to promote circulation and blood vessel integrity with the addition of alpha-lipoic acid to protect the lens of the eye. Ask for Vision Optimizer at your local health food store, or for more information, go to jarrow.com. That's Jarrow for the best in eye health formulas.
Make plans now for a day with Joan Borisenko. Hear Joan Borisenko Sunday, August 7th at the John F. Kennedy Middle School in Waltham. Joan Borisenko is acknowledged as one of the world's greatest leaders and distinguished pioneer in integrative medicine and the mind-body connection. Joan Borisenko's groundbreaking book, Minding the Body, Mending the Mind, revolutionized our awareness of the mind-body connection a few years back. Now, Joan's new book, Fried, Why You Burn Out and How to Thrive, is here. Joan will share up-to-the-minute spiritual inspiration coming from her own process in a unique presentation, Reviving Your Life, with a book signing to follow. Register for Joan Borisenko on myhealthylivingmag.com. General admission is just $39. Program begins at 2 p.m. Call 781-834-2728 for tickets. That's 781-834-2728. This is your chance to see Joan Borisenko live Sunday, August 7th at the John F. Kennedy Middle School in Waltham. Register at myhealthylivingmag.com. Come learn how to revive your own life energy.
Now back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
In Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Simple enough. Verizon Wireless, even simpler. Pound 969 free call. And we are, of course, the Natural Health Show. We're here to take your questions. My name is Mark Minkola, and of course, I'd be happy to answer your questions regarding any natural health issues, vitamins, minerals, always questions about things like we're talking about this evening. Energy, how do I get more of it? And that is a very common question that I find myself confronted with in my work, and an awful lot of folks trying to find a viable solution about energy. And if you have energy questions, I may have the solution for you here. Again, recent research from Arizona State University suggests that NADH, simple enough. It's a coenzyme found in every cell in your body. It's a spark plug for energy production at a cellular level, and commonly found in a supplement form over the counter at various health food stores around the world out there. So it is indeed a really important player according to most folks' thoughts, but specifically in terms of this particular research we're talking about, which I'm going to talk more about in a minute, but also ribose, R-I-B-O-S-E, ribose, which you'll find in virtually any health food store. We've talked about ribose here on the program. A pentose, a monosaccharide sugar containing 5 carbon atoms. It's considered the backbone of RNA, the basis of genetic transcription. It's also related to deoxyribose, when it comes to the cell blocks in the body. So it's really the basic backbone of energy-producing materials at a cellular level, as is NADH. So this particular study published recently in Autism Insights, the publication, Arizona State University researchers found that these two supplements together were found to significantly boost very important functions in autistic children in a mere 14 days, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, the 3 functions that were boosted were, number 1, gene protein management, so the way in which our genes manage proteins, primary antioxidant support, especially for removing toxic metals from the body, aluminum, lead, mercury, things of this nature that tend to create very serious genetic problems and increase risk factors for a variety of conditions such as autism. Also, mitochondrial function, and that's really the key of energy production in the body. So again, these Arizona State researchers said within 2 weeks we saw a significant boost in the area of methylation, glutathione support, mitochondrial energy support. So again, really remarkable research from Arizona State University that talks about these 2 very powerful agents, NADH and ribose, spark plugs of energy for the human body. Let's get to your calls. Reagan from Worcester, welcome to 96.9 Boston Talks. You are on the Natural Health Show. Reagan. Okay, I guess we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. We'll get to your call. Hang in there, Reagan. We'll get to you in just 1 minute. Once again, if folks interested in taking a look at this research, I would strongly urge you to do so. There are 1.5 million 1.5 million individuals in America right now, according to government statistics, with autism. And another remarkable number that government statistics share with us, that the number of autistic Americans is increasing by between 10 and 17% annually. Remarkable numbers. Reagan, welcome to 96.9 Boston Talks. You're in the Natural Health Show.
Good afternoon. How are you,
Terrific.
sir?
How are you?
I'm getting better with practice.
Excellent.
Let me just give you a very quick rundown, and then I'll ask my question. I'm 36 years old.
Yep.
I've always had a ton of energy. I have, in January, was diagnosed with a liver disease, not hepatitis, not anything like that. It's possible some of it was genetic. I was never a heavy drinker, but definitely a drinker. That being said, I had gained about 40 pounds in water weight. I'm on diuretics to get rid of that. I'm down to about 20, but my ankles, feet, stomach's still swollen, and my energy level is extremely low.
Mm-hmm.
I had one question. Doctors will never talk about anything natural, it seems. I had a question concerning milk thistle. I've been told by different people that it's good for your liver. Mm-hmm. I wanted your opinion on that. And then just, I don't know, some general thoughts or shouts and murmurs you might have for me.
Well, first of all, yeah, milk thistle has been well documented, both subjectively and otherwise. There have been studies, of course, that show that milk thistle does indeed increase the circulation of ilicin in the liver, and there's no question about the fact that it has a history of being able to stimulate the liver, and there are many other different things. I like milk thistle quite a bit, actually, from this perspective. I also like barberry. Barberry is likely my favorite. Barberry is, there's an old saying that the great herbologist Dr. Christopher used to say, the bitter, the better, and these are bitter herbs that really tend to stimulate bile, and that's the real key. So you got a good bit of advice there when it comes to milk thistle. I just happen to like barberry a little bit better because I think there's a little bit more of a bitter quality to it. Okay. And I think in terms of what you were saying earlier, liver disease, it does not necessarily require that one be a heavy drinker. It's just a question of, everybody's organ system has a different level of tolerance. Some folks, obviously, when we're talking about some people with their livers, tolerate inordinate amounts of abuse, and some just don't. So the bottom line of it is your liver is making a statement that whatever you were doing, it wasn't in agreement with.
Yeah, I'm finding that out. And another thing, if I may add,
sure.
I found that salt makes me blow up now.
Fluid retention, of course, is one of the things you're dealing with, and sodium chloride's not going to help that one at all. One of the very, very first things you need to do is get this salt shaker off the table.
I know, and everything I'm finding has salt in it. I mean, things like milk, things that you would never
right.
think.
Well, Reagan, the other key here is whole food is going to be really an important option for you. That is fruits, vegetables, lean, poultry, and fish, things that are not treated or not prepared with human hands. That you basically can escape the wrath of sodium chloride or salt, the salt shaker, simply by buying whole foods and consuming more whole foods. So, when it comes to prepared foods, anything in a can, box, jar, bottle, whatever, you're going to find sodium in there. So, you're probably better off to stay with whole foods, and that's going to be part of your healing process, obviously. But it sounds like you're taking good care of yourself. You're doing a lot better job. And as far as that fluid goes, I'd recommend vitamin B6 as a natural diuretic support as well. Take 100 milligrams of B6. B6 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the single most important thing you could do probably would be to get some vitamin B5 with that, which is pantothenic acid, which will compete with any kind of sodium that's storing in the body.
Really?
So if you've got extremely high levels of sodium, you want to compete with that with little pantothenic acid, vitamin B5. That would be 500 milligrams with meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And certainly whole food is a really important component to this. If you're going to cheat, cut a corner, have fun a little bit with your food, make it one day a week, maybe Saturday night, something like that. But for the rest of the week, you want to button it up.
I found that, my doctor said, 2,000 milligrams of sodium a day. And actually, I said, that's high, but it's tough. But I am below that. I'm eating tons of fruits and vegetables, green leafy vegetables, dark leafy vegetables.
Yeah.
Green tea, that's another thing. if I have a cup of warm green tea in the morning,
Yep.
And then cold green tea in the afternoon, is that doing me some good?
Yeah, sure. There are catechins in there that I think are very helpful. Epigallocatechin gallate, a big word, but it's a real powerful antioxidant that certainly will help you in the healing process. I think the two most important supplements that I would recommend, other than what we've already talked about, would be N-acetylcysteine, NAC, which is a high sulfur amino acid, NAC, N-acetylcysteine, 500 milligrams twice a day, and alpha lipoic acid, or ALA, and that would be 100 milligrams twice a day.
ALA.
ALA, alpha lipoic acid, 100 milligrams twice a day.
On the barberry and milk thistle,
Yep.
how many milligrams and how many times?
Well, barberry, you're likely going to find it a little bit easier in a tincture form, like Quantum or somebody like that, and I think I'd recommend 25 drops in 3 ounces of water at least 3 times a day.
Okay, I have pills on milk thistle, but 25 drops.
Yeah, if you got milk thistle, you're probably looking at 400 to 500 milligrams. I would do 2 twice. Always taking herbs on an empty stomach, you're going to get a lot more mileage out of them, more dynamic when they don't have to compete with food.
But you said, okay, the herbs take empty, and then the B12s with meal.
That's correct. B's with food, yeah.
B5, excuse me, and B6.
B6, that's right.
NAC, and what was I'm so sorry, the very last one you mentioned, the AA.
NAC and ALA.
Oh, all right, you've given me a lot of information, sir, and I sincerely appreciate it.
My pleasure. Take good care of yourself, and thank you for calling.
Thank you. You have a great show.
Pleasure. Thank you so much. All right, so, important, the idea of back to energy here. Clearly, the liver is one of the primary energy producers in the body. The process of anaerobic glycolysis. When you and I eat carbohydrates of any kind, anything from a fruit to a vegetable to a cup of brown rice, that liver is really responsible for converting those carbohydrates into fuel and not storing too much of that as fat. But again, things like alcoholic beverages and too many sugars, dessert products, and things of this nature are going to overload that process of glycolysis, overwork the liver, and a lot of that stuff gets converted into fatty materials that end up bogging down and dysfunctionalizing the liver. So, there's many folks, of course, that I've worked with over the years who have been diagnosed as non-alcoholic cirrhosis patients. So folks who have livers as if they were heavy drinkers when in fact they're teetotalers. And that's actually what the potential ill effects of sugars and white flour products are all about, not to mention artificial sweeteners as well. Anyway, we're here to take your calls, obviously helping you out with any answers that we may be able to send your way regarding natural health issues, vitamins, minerals, health food store questions, etc. And our telephone number here in Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users, it is a free call. Just dial pound 969. So feel free to give us a call and fire up your questions, and we'll fire up our answers for you. And Okay, we're going to be firing up your calls here in just a minute. I'm going to get back on point. Again, Arizona State University study published in Autism Insights recently found that methylation, glutathione, and mitochondrial support were indeed significant in a 2-week spell, not even mega dosing, but just standard dosing of NADH and ribose. Again, we're talking right now, too, not just about energy. We're talking about 1.5 million individuals in America diagnosed with autism, and according to government statistics, increasing by 10 to 17%, that population is annually. Hard to believe. So these are actually very hopeful and very remarkable studies that have come out of the Arizona State University suggesting that there are very significant abnormalities with autism that are consistent with problems associated with methylation, glutathione, and mitochondrial problems. So difficulty getting energy, difficulty correcting and managing the communication between gene response in the body, and remarkable support also with glutathione. So NADH and ribose, amazing. Okay, we got some calls to attend to. We got Donna from Maine. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk Show on the Natural Health Show.
I've had Lyme disease for 4 years, and I've been treated with several different things, and every time I've been treated for a while, it seems to get better, and then in January I had a relapse, and I've been really sick ever since. I didn't know what you had for ideas for treatment for that.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think, when you think about Lyme disease, and really many, many conditions, you want to think both about the enemy and the fortress, as I like to say. So you want to keep the fortress strong. The immune system is really key here. And it's only when your immune system is really in good shape that you will tend not to have reoccurrences of problems. So a couple things that I've had great success with over the years in my consulting work is beta-glucan, B-E-T-A-G-L-U-C-A-N, beta-glucan, G-L-U-C-A-N. There's a company called Transfer Point that makes a 500 milligram beta-glucan capsule. I usually recommend 2 of those a day, and there's another company called Ecological Formulas that makes something called Nutricillin, which is lactoferrin colostrum. It's 100 milligrams. I recommend 2 of those a day as well. But perhaps most important of all is to very carefully avoid fermented foods like vinegar, yeasted breads, a lot of peanuts, mushrooms, things that produce high concentrations of single-cell bacteria in the form of yeasts in the body, because those will weaken the immune system and make you more susceptible to really serious recurring problems with Lyme disease.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling. All right. It is, we've got a number of you calling in here, Paul, Ann, et cetera, so hang on there. We're going to get to your call as soon as we come back from this break. This is Mark Mincola. You are listening to 96.9 Boston Talks. This is the Natural Health Show. Again, in Boston, New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon West callers, pound at 96.9. I'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Ready? When you are. Online and on demand. 96.9BostonTalks.com.
Hi, this is Laura from Good Health. After 33 years in the business, we've learned that when you do something differently with integrity, people notice. At Good Health, we offer clean, organic products and everyday low prices. Our stores are filled with handcrafted health and beauty products, most items you won't even find in the large chains. That's why we're proud to partner with Evan Healy Skincare, a holistic beauty line formulated by skincare professionals, perfect for sensitive skin of all ages and those with rosacea. So visit us in Quincy or Hanover and experience Evan Healy for yourself. These products will transform your understanding of natural skincare. Ask for a mini treatment of these hydrating lotions, serums, spritzers, and exotic clays, created to heal and replenish all skin types and conditions. You will truly feel and see the difference, and your skin will never be the same. For store hours and locations, or to learn more about Evan Healy and all our wholesome products, visit GoodHealthNaturalFood.com. Treat yourself to the very best of everything from nature. See you soon.
When most people hear the word allergies, they think only of hay fever-like symptoms associated with airborne pollen, dust, and mold. But did you know that many experts estimate that between 60 and 80 million of us suffer from immune-related food allergies without even knowing it? Furthermore, food allergies often contribute to serious health problems such as autism, irritable bowel syndrome, ADD, headaches, and chronic ear infections. Now, there's an effective way to identify and eliminate both your food allergies and the troubling symptoms that they aggravate. Allotest Medical Labs at foodallergy.com offers a full complement of clinical, environmental, and food allergy testing to help you get to the root of your allergy problems. Allotest also provides you with a comprehensive rotation diet, lifestyle booklet, and a wallet card to help you live food allergy-free and stress-free. Do you wonder if you or your loved ones are among the 60 to 80 million food allergy sufferers in America? If so, log on to Allotest Medical Labs, foodallergy.com. Talk to your doctor about ordering a food allergy test from Allotest Medical Labs today. Foodallergy.com. Make sure the food you're eating isn't what's depleting you.
There's a fine balance between what's best for your landscape and what's best for your family. This is why Aspen Environmental Services of New England is proud to be an industry leader in the use of environmentally responsible products for outdoor pest control, tree and shrub spraying and injecting. Applications control Lyme disease ticks, caterpillars, adelgids, and 200 other pests that damage landscape. Visit the plant healthcare professionals at treeandlawncare.com. That's treeandlawncare.com. Or call 888-418-BUGS and mention Candida because listeners get a 10% discount. That's 888-418-BUGS. treeandlawncare.com. Get them before they get you.
Make plans now for a day with Joan Borisenko. Hear Joan Borisenko Sunday, August 7th at the John F. Kennedy Middle School in Waltham. Joan Borisenko is acknowledged as one of the world's greatest leaders and distinguished pioneer in integrative medicine and the mind-body connection. Joan Borisenko's groundbreaking book, Minding the Body, Mending the Mind, revolutionized our awareness of the mind-body connection a few years back. Now, Joan's new book, Fried, Why You Burn Out and How to Thrive, is here. Joan will share up-to-the-minute spiritual inspiration coming from her own process in a unique presentation, Reviving Your Life, with a book signing to follow. Register for Joan Borisenko on myhealthylivingmag.com. General admission is just $39. Program begins at 2 p.m. Call 781-834-2728 for tickets. That's 781-834-2728. This is your chance to see Joan Borisenko live Sunday, August 7th at the John F. Kennedy Middle School in Waltham. Register at myhealthylivingmag.com. Come learn how to revive your own life energy.
Now back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
In Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users, free call, pound 96.9. Let's get to your calls. Patiently, they've waited. Ann from Hudson, New Hampshire. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk Show, the Natural Health Show.
Hi, how are you?
Terrific. How are you?
Good. I had a question about hot flashes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm vegetarian. I do eat a lot of soy. I supplement, so I know I'm getting adequate B vitamins. They're minor, but they're unpleasant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
so
are.
I was wondering if there was some other supplement or something else that could help.
Well, first of all, we did a program a couple weeks back with Catherine Foley from Jarrow Formulas, one of our great sponsors and friends, and she actually brought up the point that they have a formulation at Jarrow, Jarrow, Jarrow Formulas, and it's called Be Right.
Okay.
And it's one of the few B-complex vitamins that is bio-balanced instead of being numerically balanced. And one of the great things about it, it is extremely palatable. It does not have the offensive flavor, taste. It doesn't repeat. It doesn't cause a lot of the stomach upset that a lot of the B vitamin formulas do. So that's number one. Number two, as far as hot flashes, the things that I've had good success with over the years, there is a homeopathic that you can purchase over the counter at the health food store called sulfacetum, SULF acetum, ACIDUM. Sulfacetum 30X would be what I'd recommend in terms of the potency. I'd do 3 pellets under the tongue 3 times a day. In addition, you might consider chaste tree berry, 500 milligrams, 2 a day on an empty stomach. And here's the other thing I would suggest, that if you're eating a vegetarian or a vegan-type diet, you definitely want to avoid the fermented soy products. I don't know if you're using miso, tempeh, tamari, soy sauce, anything like that.
Not much. Tempeh I actually love, so I should be avoiding that.
Yeah, do an experiment for 3 weeks and just avoid those fermented soy products that I just mentioned, and stick with the non-fermented soy products just for the 3-week period. Do you use nuts like peanuts, things like that?
Actually a lot of nuts, not necessarily peanuts so much.
I would also, again, over that 3-week experimental period, I would also suggest you avoid those, and stick with a diet that is free from the fermented influences that we've often talked about here in the program, and see if that doesn't help as well.
Okay, is tofu fermented? I probably should know how it's
it is. But it's not an acid fermentation. It's more of an alkaline product in the final analysis. So I think you'd be fine with that. And I think that if you avoid those things, we suggested try the 1,000 milligrams of chaste tree berry, the homeopathic sulfacetum. You'll see some great success. And the Be Right multivitamin from Jarrow is a great B vitamin.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling. All right, let's get to a couple other calls here. We've got Paul from New Hampshire. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talks. You're on the Natural Health Show.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
I've been listening for the last 20 minutes or so, and had a question about a health concern of mine. That's gout. I have periodic episodes. When the episodes flare up, I take Indocin. and I'm just wondering if there is some sort of supplement I should add to my diet, or any other suggestions.
Well, three things, plus dietary changes. No doubt you've cut down, I hope, on a lot of the animal fats, a lot of the saturated animal fats, a lot of the fattier meats and cheeses and things of this nature, and to be really careful. Butters, be careful those saturated animal fats. Got to cut way down. Yolks, those are the inflammatories that you got to be really cautious about. Cut down on those, if not out, even for an experimental period of time. But as far as supplements, yeah, there's a couple things I'd recommend. Number one, wild cherry juice concentrate. There's extracts and concentrates that you can find in any of the health food stores. So wild cherry juice extract or wild cherry juice concentrates, just take those as directed. Also, there's a great protease called serrapeptase, S-E-R-R-A. P-E-P-T-A-S-E. The one I like is Enzymatica. It's a great company. They make a real concentrated 100,000 unit product. Serrapeptase, S-E-R-R-A, P-E-P-T-A-S-E. I would take 3 a day on an empty stomach. Make sure that's not during food time, that's on an empty stomach. That's important. And last but not least, a homeopathic product called Bryonia, B-R-Y-O-N-I-A, Bryonia. I'd recommend a 6X, 3 pellets 3 times a day dissolved into the tongue. I think those 3 will help you quite a bit. Serrapeptase, wild cherry juice extract, and Bryonia.
Great. I appreciate the ideas.
Pleasure, and thin that diet down a wee bit.
Will do. Thanks.
All right, take care. All right, let's get to your calls. Let's once again remind you how to get in here. 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users, free call pound at 96.9. All right, let's go to Stephen in Fitchburg. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk. You're in the Natural Health Show.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. I was wondering what you could tell me, any advice on erythromelalgia?
Yeah, well, first of all, from a nutritional perspective, you want to make sure that you're using a diet that is not inflammatory. And we talk about the fact that there are 3 different columns or 3 different assembly lines in the human body biochemically, where there's either a neutrality or an inflammatory response or an anti-inflammatory response. They're called eicosanoids. Eicosanoids are like hormone-like enzymes in the body that really produce some serious problems and or correct some serious problems through biochemical channels. So when you overeat egg yolks, dairy products, red meats, and peanuts, those are going to drive up the inflammatory eicosanoid 2 factors. So avoiding those foods, real important. Again, I always suggest experimentally. Have her try that for a month or so and see how she feels.
Well, she's actually already a vegan.
Well, then, again, back to something I suggested with somebody a little while ago here who's a vegan. If you're a vegan, you've got to be really careful about the yeast component, which is also very inflammatory. You've got to be careful about the insulin component, which is very, very inflammatory. So make sure her proteins are up, her starches are down, and make sure she's not using the fermented products that are often typically part of a vegetarian or a vegan diet. So no miso, no tempeh, no tamari, soy sauce, brewer's yeasts, or anything of that nature. Got to be really careful of those. Vinegar is another one. So any of those kind of fermented foods, I would have her for 1 month to try to avoid those.
Okay. And also, she's questioning whether or not she has IBD, but the only symptom she really has is just severe cramping, and usually shortly after she eats or drinks.
Yeah. Well, again, it's sometimes a matter of really having yourself checked out and thoroughly tested. One of our sponsors, of course, is the Alitest Medical Labs. I always refer people to their wonderful site. It's foodallergy.com.
We're actually waiting for results as we speak.
Oh, good. That's great. Well, then you're ahead of the game. But as soon as you get that, it's really going to make life a lot easier, because then you'll confirm as to what those specific foods are that are causing her inflammation and just how that all sort of plays out. Again, foods are going to rate between, the inflammatory foods are going to be between 200 and 990. So those foods that are in the higher numbers, absolutely stay away from those for a good month or so, and she'll be feeling a lot more relief. I'll promise you that.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thanks for calling. All right, let's get to it. David from New Hampshire. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk. You're in the Natural Health Show.
Yeah, how are you?
Terrific. How are you?
I'd like to get a recommendation on a problem called too frequent urination, especially at night, every 2 or 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Well, two things that I could suggest. One thing would be cranberry caps, of course. So you can go into any health food store and find 500 milligram cranberry caps. I recommend at least 2 or 3 of those a day. Also, there's a homeopathic called Eupatorium, Eupatorium, Eupatorium. And make sure that there are 4 letters behind it, P-U-R-P, P-U-R-P. So that's Eupatorium, P-U-R-P. And you could just that's a simple medicine. You would take 3 pellets under the tongue 3 times a day. They're little dissolving pellets. They're not really pills. They're tiny pellets. Pretty easy to palate and easy to dispense. Pretty easy to find those medicines as well. So
good.
Cranberry caps, 500 milligrams, at least 2 to 3 a day on an empty stomach. And Eupatorium, E-U-P-A-T-O-R-I-U-M, PERP, P-U-R-P, and 3 pellets 3 times a day.
I'm 82 years old. Does that make any difference?
Well, first of all, we salute you for doing such a great job all those years. But no, those things are not going to have any kind of contraindications or any negative responses in any way, shape, or form. You're fine to take those.
Okay, thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And once again, in Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users free call pound at 96.9. Let's get to Kristen in Peabody. And welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk Show and the Natural Health Show.
Thank you for taking my call.
Pleasure.
I wanted to find out if you could tell me any natural remedies you have for mild seasonal depression. It usually occurs. I usually get it around November, and I just came off medication last month, and I'm supposed to stay off it until November again to try it. But I didn't know. I don't like taking what was prescribed to me.
Right.
But I didn't know if you had a natural remedy that I could try.
Well, Dr. John Ott, O-T-T, from San Diego, came up with a remarkable solution, did a number of studies over the years, and came up with a great product, actually. It's called a BioLight system. It's a B-I-O-L-I-G-H-T is what it is, BioLight system. And they're light boxes. They're $200-$300 boxes, but they are absolutely remarkable. And their light system is one that is full spectrum lighting. So, during those months where we obviously don't get the same stimulation through our pineal gland that we do, for example, on a day like today, we really can help make up the difference. And it's suggested that the BioLight boxes are at a distance of 20 inches for a mere 20 minutes a day. You don't have to look into them at all. So you put a light box right by your side while you're at home reading the newspaper or just relaxing at home, even while you're watching television or having a conversation. 20 minutes, 20 inches is all it takes. So it's really a pretty remarkable system. And we've used them in our offices for a number of years and had some great success with them. So you can get on the internet and look at the BioLight systems by OTT, John Ott, Dr. Ott. And you'll find that there's whole catalogs of, they've really expanded on it, that you can actually purchase light bulbs that you just, replace your lamps and your lights at home with these BioLight bulbs, which again are full spectrum, and that's the real key. And we've gotten into trouble here with a lot of folks with partial spectrum lighting, and that's something you can certainly remedialize and take care of with these systems that they have. And their catalogs are quite extensive in terms of the product options that you have, but they're amazing. They work really well.
Great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, and good luck to you. And once again, our numbers in Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users free call pound 969. My name is Mark Mincola. You're listening to The Natural Health Show. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Play it again. Audio on demand. Podcasting now at
969
BostonTalks.com.
Hi, this is Laura from Good Health. We believe that sometimes less is more. When it comes to proper digestion, energy, brain, and nerve health, we love B12. Fantastic for bursitis, carpal tunnel, knee, joint, and back pain. Not all B12s are created equal. Some of our best sellers include No Shot Sublingual. They're small but potent and provide the nutrients you need fast. Mega Food Balanced B12 is vital for energy and metabolism of fats and proteins. Methyl B12 by Jarrow Formulas is perhaps the gold standard. These sweet vegetarian nuggets protect nerve and brain tissues. The methyl form also promotes sleep. At Good Health, you can purchase all your natural vitamins and sports supplements, clean cosmetics, and natural groceries, and never pay regular retail. We believe in everyday low prices. We think your family deserves the best. So shop at Good Health in Quincy or Hanover. For store hours and locations, or to learn more about our monthly specials, visit goodhealthnaturalfood.com. For everything organic and gluten-free, it's Good Health.
Have you ever felt your intuition as a spiritual sense? Or experienced the life-changing power of gratitude? Are you drawn to spirituality, but not religion? Meet Mother Claire Watts, Spiritual Master Teacher, at the Center of Light in Framingham on the weekend of June 9th through the 11th. Mother Claire is giving 3 interactive seminars on topics related to those who want something more in life. The Center of Light is located at 85 Edgell Road in Framingham. For more information, email boston@centersoflight.org. That's boston@centersoflight.org. Or call 617-990-7411. 617-990-7411. Make plans now to meet Mother Claire Watts, Spiritual Master Teacher, at the Center of Light in Framingham on the weekend of June 9th through the 11th. Come see for yourself the possibilities of deeper peace, healing, and connection.
Now back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
In Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon wireless users, lucky guys and gals, free call just out pound at 96.9. Hey, look what we got here. Dan Justin from 106.7, Magic 106.7. Great to have you on board. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Terrific, thanks.
Hey, listen, I just wanted to ask you a question. Perimenopause, I believe it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Severe hot flashes. Anything to curtail those? Not for me.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Here's the solution, pretty simple solution, pretty effective, I think, in most cases. Emerita, E-M-E-R-I-T-A is the company, found at virtually any health food store out there. They make what are called transdermals, Dan, and they work really well. A quarter teaspoon rubbed on the wrist, inner arms, inner thighs before bedtime, once or twice a day. They also make 2 different types. They make estrogen and progesterone, so usually it's a matter of doing the estrogen probably at least 4 nights a week, and the progesterone cream once or twice a week, not quite as much. But I would try those. In addition, you might think about starting something called wild yam, Y-A-M, like sweet potato. It's Dias-Korea. It's not really sweet potato. Wild yam is a great supplement that you'll find at virtually any health food store out there. Just 50 milligrams once a day should make a difference. I think those are great solutions.
Okay, so wild yam.
50 milligrams once a day.
50 milligrams once a day.
And Emerita brand, E-M-E-R-I-T. There's other brands out there that are really good, but Emerita sort of pioneered a lot of this transdermal stuff. They're herbal creams that have an abundance of natural estrogens and progesterones that can be applied topically, and they're absorbed, bang, right in the skin.
Sounds great. I enjoy your show very much.
Hey, thanks so much. Appreciate your calling.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right, let's get to Sarah from Hanover. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk Show and the Natural Health Show. Sarah from Hanover.
Can you hear me?
Go right ahead. Sorry
Hi.
about that.
That's okay. I had a question about aching muscles and joints.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of in my joints and my muscles, and it's really in my limbs and my shoulders. And it's been intermittent for the last several years.
Yep. Now, have you discovered the root cause, the source of this problem?
I've had many tests done, but...
Such as? Give me some quick ideas about what's been ruled out so far.
Fibromyalgia.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Depression. Those are a couple that I can think of.
Were you tested for a Western blot, a Lyme disease test?
No, actually, I wasn't.
Well, one of those things that might be considered, because of the fact that you do have this stubborn issue with regards to joint pain, in particular joint and muscle pain, there's an awful lot of Lyme disease out there. It's just remarkable how many folks are getting hit with Lyme disease. It's absolutely astounding. I had a gentleman come in my office this past week who's an arborist, and in a very small, tiny glass jar, he brought in what I could barely make out. It looked like a grain of sand. And then I looked closer, in a closer review, I found that it was a tick. They are getting so microscopically untraceable these days, so small and so elusive. When I saw that, I said, this is really astounding. I don't know how anybody could possibly find those things in their hair or on their body when they're that small and that elusive. It's incredible. But anyway, a lot of these Lyme problems are just exploding out of control. The Western blot blood test is something that your physician can order, and it's a pretty much surefire way to rule out the problem of Lyme disease. But it's certainly well worth ruling out, in my my opinion. And then I think once you know what the problem is, it's a lot easier to make some strategic attempts at improving your condition. Off the top of my head, again, if you're experiencing any inflammation, as I always say, inflammation is something you can mediate nutritionally by cutting down on inflammatory foods. So give it a month in your diet without red meat, dairy, egg yolks, not whites. I wouldn't worry about the whites, but yolks are inflammatory. And most of your nuts, unfortunately. And stay away from vinegars, fermented foods. So you're going to basically eat whole foods, lean proteins, poultry, fish, fruits, vegetables, and whole grain products, and just keep it simple there for about 3-4 weeks and see how you feel. You will likely make a significant improvement no matter what the root cause is, but you still got to get to the cause, and you definitely want to rule out Lyme.
Terrific. Okay, well, I'll give that a shot.
Yeah, and after you do that, call back in, and I'll give you some suggestions, because if it's supplements that can really make a difference with either Lyme, or if it's not Lyme, we can actually make some differences and some suggestions strategically for you that might help as well. So give us a call back after you've had that Western blot.
Great. Thank you very much.
Take care. You're very welcome. Yep. Bye-bye. All right, let's get to Ed from Quincy. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk. You're in the Natural Health Show.
Yeah, I'm calling about my wife. She suffers from chronic depression all her life.
Yep.
And she's been seeing psychiatrists and doctors, different ones, and it seems all the medication she's on seems to work for a while, then she falls back to like no energy, she stays in bed. Sometimes I'm going to work, she's at the door crying for me to come home, and I've been getting beaten, for a long time, and I don't know what else to tell. What else we can take?
Well, she's obviously really suffering, and obviously it's really important that you do everything possible, and it sounds like you've done just about everything possible. One of the things we talked about at the earlier outset of the broadcast was the term coined by a great researcher, Linus Pauling, the Nobel Prize winner, Dr. Linus Pauling, which is the term orthomolecular, which basically suggests that we correct conditions, we correct disease by finding and replenishing the missing molecules. So when we talk about depression, a lot of that is root caused by a lot of deficiencies of things like serotonin. Neurotransmission in the brain is just not up to snuff. There's a lot of nerve synapse problems that are broken down and that are not functioning like they should. And there are supplements you might want to do some research on, things like 5-HTP. You do a little bit of Google searching on that, or you go into the health food store and ask somebody who's knowledgeable. You go to Good Health Natural Foods, they certainly are knowledgeable. You can ask Corey or Tony or any of those folks there down in Good Health Natural Foods. But the bottom line of it is 5-HTP is one of those things that can actually help your serotonin response in the brain. Also, I'm not sure what your wife's diet is all about, but you got to make sure that she's not robbing herself of nutrients by taking up too much of that calorie space with what we call empty calories. So too much sugar, too much white flour, too much fast food, things of this nature are going to basically create, to me, a higher probability for problems, and she doesn't need that. So get her as high a quality of nutrition as she possibly can. Again, from the orthomolecular perspective, you need to find and replenish the missing molecule. That's the key here. So 5-HTP is one thing you want to look at. SAMe is another thing you want to look at. SAMe, yes. So 5-HTP and SAMe, very, very important to take a look at. Also, it wouldn't hurt to get her on some fish oil capsules, because a lot of great research regarding the DHA, the docosahexaenoic acid in fish oil, is being really important for folks who have these problems. So those are the three things I'd recommend: fish oils, SAMe, and 5-HTP, and make sure she's getting a lot of fruits and vegetables. Make sure she's getting whole grains, no white flour products, and only lean baked or broiled proteins.
Okay, so all these pills that she's been taking has cost me a fortune, like lamotrigine, Lamotrigine.
Yeah, well, you probably
Sertraline or something.
Yeah, well, you probably want to sit down and you want to talk to somebody who has a good familiarity how to blend both alternative and orthodox traditional medicine. There are a lot of folks out there who are really good at it. There's Dr. Rothfeld, who's both in Arlington and down in Plymouth. There's Dr. LaCava out near Worcester there. So there's a lot of good physicians out there that are working hard. Alex Bingham and you can check out some of these physicians and work sort of both ends of the street. I think you need somebody who can help you blend your medicines and try to help you strategically to make some progress here.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Good luck to you and your wife.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right, let's see here. We've got to get back on point before we lose track of things. Are we going to take a break here? We got one more thing to... Okay, good. I just want to make sure we get back on point. We talked at the outset of the broadcast about two very important supplements. I want everybody to look into it. NADH, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, or TU NADH, simple enough. And ribose, R-I-B-O-S. A lot of folks, of course, exhausted a lot of the time, unable to really grasp why they're exhausted. And again, we talked about the orthomolecular approach to boosting missing molecules to get yourself some vital energy. I'd recommend using these two together, and I'll give you my solutions. There are two different supplements, again, that I recommend, and one is the NADH by a company called Enata, E-N-A-D-A, Enata. I like their Co-E1, which is 20 milligrams. It's fast-acting, so that's Enata, E-N-A-D-A, Co, the capital E, and the number 1. Enata Co-E1, 20 milligrams once a day, fast-acting. And ribose, R-I-B-O-S-E, I like the Jarrow Formulas ribose, and that's 4,400 milligrams per scoop. The scoops are tiny, tiny, pinky-sized scoops. I recommend 3 scoops a day, and again, taken with the Enata. The Enata is only 20 milligrams once a day. Those two will make quite a difference. Hey, we're going to take a short little break. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.
Friend us on Facebook. Link up at 969bostontalks.com.
Hi, this is Laura from Good Health. We believe that sometimes less is more. When it comes to proper digestion, energy, brain, and nerve health, we love B12. Fantastic for bursitis, carpal tunnel, knee, joint, and back pain. Not all B12s are created equal. Some of our best sellers include No Shot Sublingual. They're small but potent and provide the nutrients you need fast. Mega Food Balanced B12 is vital for energy and metabolism of fats and proteins. Methyl B12 by Jarrow Formulas is perhaps the gold standard. These sweet vegetarian nuggets protect nerve and brain tissues. The methyl form also promotes sleep. At Good Health, you can purchase all your natural vitamins and sports supplements, clean cosmetics, and natural groceries, and never pay regular retail. We believe in everyday low prices. We think your family deserves the best. So shop at Good Health in Quincy or Hanover. For store hours and locations, or to learn more about our monthly specials, visit goodhealthnaturalfood.com. For everything organic and gluten-free, it's Good Health.
You know, when most people hear the word allergies, they think only of hay fever-like symptoms associated with airborne pollen, dust, and mold. But did you know that many experts estimate that between 60 and 80 million of us suffer from immune-related food allergies without even knowing it? Furthermore, food allergies often contribute to serious health problems such as autism, irritable bowel syndrome, ADD, headaches, and chronic ear infections. Now, there's an effective way to identify and eliminate both your food allergies and the troubling symptoms that they aggravate. Allotest Medical Labs at foodallergy.com offers a full complement of clinical, environmental, and food allergy testing to help you get to the root of your allergy problems. Allotest also provides you with a comprehensive rotation diet, lifestyle booklet, and a wallet card to help you live food allergy-free and stress-free. Do you wonder if you or your loved ones are among the 60 to 80 million food allergy sufferers in America? If so, log on to Allotest Medical Labs, foodallergy.com. Talk to your doctor about ordering a food allergy test from Allotest Medical Labs today. Foodallergy.com. Make sure the food you're eating isn't what's depleting you.
Did you get enough lutein today to support eye health? Probably not. Lutein and zeaxanthin help preserve our ability to focus and differentiate colors. Most Americans consume only 2 milligrams per day, yet populations with good eye health often consume 6 to 20 milligrams to protect the macula of the eye against oxidative stress and aging. But not to worry, Vision Optimizer from Jarrow Formulas supplies lutein, zeaxanthin, and 13 other vitamins, phytonutrients, and herbs that support eye health and function. These include ingredients such as New Zealand blackcurrant extract with powerful polyphenol antioxidants that reduce eye fatigue and promote eye comfort, and herbs such as grapeseed extract, eyebright, and ginkgo biloba to promote circulation and blood vessel integrity with the addition of alpha-lipoic acid to protect the lens of the eye. Ask for Vision Optimizer at your local health food store, or for more information, go to Jarrow.com. That's Jarrow for the best in eye health formulas.
Now, back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
All right, as promised, I'm going to go over that one more time. Obviously, a lot of folks don't have time to get a lot of that information down, so I like to kind of repeat. Also, I might remind you that anything that you miss on the broadcast, I know a lot of folks are keeping score out there, so we go by pretty quickly, and if you lose track of a supplement or something that I'm talking about here, you can always go to our website. It's Max Healing, just one word, maxhealing.com. And you can check out the shows because thanks to Adam Ing, our web and podcast meister, we have these things all podcast and captured. So you can listen back to virtually any of the archive programs that we have on this broadcast each and every Sunday night. So you listen to those by going to that website, Max Healing, one word, maxhealing.com. And once again, the NADH is what we talked about in the ribose. I recommend the Jarrow, Jarrow ribose, and that's 3 scoops a day. They're little tiny scoops, and they dissolve in water, and they're sweet tasting, easy to palate. And the NADH is the Inada, E-N-A-D-A. And again, I mentioned that there's different types of Inada, and the Inada that I recommend actually is the 20 milligram Inada, the E1, the Inada Co E1. 20 milligrams just once a day. It's, again, the fast-acting Inada. What will that do? It'll provide you absolutely with some energy and some spark. It'll get the brain energy up. It'll get the body energy up, and you'll definitely notice a difference. A lot of folks, I know the folks at Fox 25 that I work with that I enjoy working with so much. In fact, I'll be there this Thursday morning at 8:50 if anybody's out and about and able to tune into the Fox Morning Show this coming Thursday. I'll be on again to do my Living Well segment at 8:50 in the morning. But I know the folks there get up so doggone early that it's really important. A lot of folks out there, of course, in various corners of the world out there, having to wake up awfully early, and it's not easy to make it through a whole day these days. It's tough. So these supplements could make quite a difference. I suspect that in most cases they will do that very thing. So NADH and ribose, those are the key supplements recommended of the day. And it looks like we're moving up to that special time here where we just got to put a quick wrap on things. So we want to thank everybody for listening. Also, don't forget to tune in to Right Turn Radio with Woody and Abby immediately following America's #1 addiction program. They do such a sterling job, great program. I'd like to thank Patrick Stevens, our producer, for such a great program. Of course, does a great job each and every week. Thanks also to an intern extraordinaire, Alex Todorovic, for helping out. He does a great job here every Sunday night as well. And please tune in to our website at maxhealing.com. Check it out. And you can follow my tweets on Twitter, and you can take a look at our website as well. Hope you enjoy it. And check out my Fox 25 segment this coming Thursday at 8:50. And until next Sunday, this is Mark McCullough reminding you all, please be wise, be aware, be well. Make it a healthy week. Good night.